Hello everyone. In this lesson, I'm going to focus on solutions of linear equations. Let's learn the meaning of each word in the heading first. Equation. Equation is an algebraic expression consisting of equal sign. For example, x plus y equal to 5. When we consider any equation, that equality sign balances both sides. So left hand side becomes equal to right hand side. Another example is x plus 3 equals to 9. That means for some value of x, the left hand side comes out to be equal to right hand side. Another word is linear equations. Linear equations are those equations where the highest exponent of the variable is 1. For example, if we consider the first equation here, the variables are x and y and the exponents of both the variables are 1. So this is linear equation. Second equation, x plus 3 equals 9. Again, the variable is x here and the exponent is 1. So this is also linear equation. Third equation, where as you can see the exponent is 2. The equation is 4x square, right? So the exponent of the variable is 2. It's not 1. So it is not linear equation. Number 3 equation is nonlinear equation. Next we have linear equations with one variable. If there is only one variable in the equation, that means this is linear equation with one variable. If I consider x plus y equals to 5, here we can see two variables. So this is linear equation with two variables. Now, to solve equations with one variable, we need only one equation. And if there are two variables in the equation, to solve them completely, we need two equations. Next comes solution of linear equations. Linear equation solution means we need to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true, for which the left hand side is equal to right hand side, right? If we consider this example, let's say x plus 3 equals to 9. Solution of this equation means we'll find those values of x for which the left hand side becomes equal to right hand side. And you all know x should be equal to 6, right? That is the solution of this equation because 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. In this lesson, my only focus is to solve linear equations with one variable. Now the technique is if you have unknowns on both sides, bring them together on one side. Second technique is if you have addition or subtraction, do the opposite process. Third step is to get rid of multiplication or division, again do the opposite process. My first example is y plus 85 is equal to 60. Now the variable is y here and I want to get rid of positive 85. To get rid of any addition, do the opposite process. And subtraction is the opposite process of addition. So I'll rewrite the equation here. To get rid of 85, I'll do the same process on both sides. So I'll subtract 85 from both sides, right? Positive 85 get cancels with negative 85. So my answer is y is equal to 60 minus 85 and that gives me negative 25, right? So the solution of this equation is negative 25. My second example is 105 is equal to 60 plus x. The variable here is x and you want to get rid of 60. Again, 60 is being added here, so we'll do the opposite process. We'll subtract 60 from both sides. When you subtract 60 from both sides, you get x is equal to 45. Next, 7b plus 12 is equal to 13 plus 6b. As I said, you need to bring the variables together first of all, right? Now you can see 7b on one side and 6b on other side. Let's bring them together first. So here I'll combine the b terms, 7b. 6b when it goes on other side becomes negative 6b, right? Because it's being added here. To bring it to the other side, we'll do the opposite process. So it becomes negative 6b. Again, on right hand side I have 13. To bring 12 on left side, I'll do the opposite process. So it becomes negative 12, right? Now you can solve the equation. 7b minus 6b is b and 13 minus 12 is. This is your star step. Just bring all the like terms together. Let's try next example. We have 6x equal to 18. Now we want to find the value of x for which left hand side becomes equal to right hand side. If you want to do it without math, what times 6 is equal to 18? And you can easily find that x is equal to 3 because 6 times 3 is equal to 18. What is the math behind this? How can we solve this equation using algebra? Now, we have variable x and the number 6 is being multiplied here. For multiplication, the opposite process is division. So we'll divide both sides by 6, right? To get rid of 6 on both sides. So we have 6x equals 18. Divide both sides by 6. This 6 cancels with the numerator and you are left with x on left side. On right hand side, because you have a fraction, you'll reduce this fraction into lowest term. Now 6 ones are 6, 6 threes are is 18, right? So you get 3 upon 1 which is nothing but 3 itself. So x is 3. Let's try next example. You have 2 upon 3x equals to 9. Again, the variable is x here and the number being multiplied is 2 by 3. Opposite process is division. So we'll divide it by 2 by 3. Let's do the opposite process. So 2 by 3 x equals to 9. When we do the opposite means divide by 2 by 3 or it is same as multiplying by the reciprocal 3 upon 2. So we'll do the same thing on both sides 3 upon 2, right? This 3 cancels with this 3 and this 2 cancels with this 2. That was our target, right? That's how we get rid of 2 by 3. So we are left with x on left side and on right side again we'll solve the fraction. Now 9 times 3 is 27 upon 2, right? And this gives us x is equal to, when we reduce this into mixed fraction, it becomes 13 unit 1 upon 2. Let's try this example now. So we have 10 equals to 2 by 3y here, right? To get rid of 2 by 3y, we'll do the opposite process. So we'll multiply by the opposite, by the reciprocal. So we get 3 upon 2 times 10 equals, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction. So 3 by 2 times 2 by 3y. This 3 cancels with this 3 and 2 cancels with 2. That's how we get rid of the fraction, right? So we get y here on right hand side. On left hand side, when you multiply the fractions, you reduce them in lowest term. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 gives you 15. So y is equal to 15. That is the solution of your equation. You can always verify your answer. Our original equation is 2 by 3y equals to 10. Let's verify the answer. Now 10 is equal to 2 by 3 and you calculated y is equal to 15. Let's plug in value of y here, right? When you solve fraction on right hand side, you reduce it into lowest term, right? So 3 cancels with 15. 3 ones are 3 and 3 fives are is 15. 5 times 2 is 10. you will see your left hand side balances the right hand side. So that is how you can check your solution by back substitution of your answer into the equation. Next example is 10 is equal to 2 by 3y plus 1. Now our first target is to combine the like terms. We have constant on left hand side which is 10 and we have constant on right hand side which is positive 1. So we need to move positive 1 on the left side to combine with 10, right? And when we move any term to the opposite side, we do the opposite process. 1 is being added here, so we'll subtract it on the opposite side. So this becomes 10 minus 1. This is equal to 2 by 3y. This is your start step. You can also show this process like, because you have 10 is equal to 2 by 3y plus 1. You can also show this step negative 1, negative 1, and this positive 1 cancels with negative 1. 10 minus 1 is 9 equals 2 by 3y. So you can use this technique or you can simply use one step technique, right? Now 10 minus 1 is 9 equals 2 by 3y. Now to get rid of 2 by 3, you need to multiply by its reciprocal. Reciprocal of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2, right? Let's multiply both sides by 3 by 2. So this becomes 3 upon 2 times 9 equals 3 upon 2 times 2 by 3y. Obviously here you will get 1 because 3 cancels with 3, 2 cancels with 2, and that was our goal, right? So we have y on right hand side. On left hand side, when you multiply these fractions, you get 27 upon 2. Now this is improper fraction. You will convert it into mixed fraction. So that is 13 times 2 is 26. So 13 unit 1 upon 2 is equal to y. That is the solution of this equation. Let's try next example now. Now in this equation x minus 3 is in bracket, right? And it's being multiplied with 1 upon 4. Now we want to get rid of 1 upon 4 first of all. To get rid, we'll do the opposite process. So we'll multiply by 4. This is our left side and we'll do the same thing on right hand side. So this becomes 4 times 12. This 4 cancels with 4 and we are left with x negative 3. Now we can remove the brackets because there is no number outside the bracket. So we have x minus 3 equals 4 times 12 is 48. Now to get rid of negative 3, we'll do the opposite process. So we'll bring 3 on right hand side, right? So this becomes 48 plus 3, which is 51. So x is 51. If you want to expand this, you can show the process like you have added 3 on both sides and you have subtracted negative 3 and positive 3, and that's how you are getting x equal to 51. This is up to you. You can follow any of these methods. My next example is 6 upon x minus 1 is equal to 12. This is very important question because here the variable is in the denominator, right? So we have x minus 1 in the denominator. Now to get rid of x minus 1 from the denominator, we'll bring it on the opposite side. This whole expression is being divided here. So we'll do the opposite process. We'll multiply by the same expression. So x minus 1 times 6 upon x minus 1 equals 12 times x minus 1, because this x minus 1 is being multiplied on both sides, right? This x minus 1 cancels with this expression and we are left with 6 on left hand side and right hand side. When we open the bracket, 12 times x and 12 times 1. 12 times x is 12x. In between we have negative sign. 12 times 1 is 12. Right? Now we want to combine the like terms. So this negative 12 should be combined with 6, which means we need to move negative 12 on other side with opposite sign. So this becomes 6 plus 12. And on right side we are left with 12x. Now 6 plus 12 is 18 equals 12x. Right? Now next target is to get rid of 12. So we'll divide both sides by 12. We get x is equal to 18 upon 12. And when you reduce this fraction into lowest term, you get 6 times 3 is 12, 6 times 2 is 12, which is 3 upon 2. And in mixed fraction, you get 1 unit 1 upon 2. Let's try this example. Here we have y on both sides. So our first target should be to combine the y terms and to combine 10 and negative 1, which are constants. So we're going to decide one side for y and other side for constants. Let's say y is fixed on left hand side and constants are kept on right hand side. So we have y already on left hand side. To bring this y on left side, we'll change the sign. So this becomes 2 upon 3y equals, we already have negative 1 on right hand side, right? So this stays as it is, negative 1. When you bring 10 on opposite side, it changes sign. So this becomes negative 10, right? This is your star step where you combine all the like terms and you change the signs of the terms if you move them to the opposite side. Now it's time to take LCM. Y means y upon 1. Now to solve fraction on left hand side, you will consider LCM of 3 and 1, right? Which is 3. How do you get 3 from 1? You multiply it by 3. So multiply numerator and denominator by 3. So this becomes 3y negative. You have LCM 3 and how do you get 3 from 3? You multiply by 1. So you multiply by 1. This becomes 2 times 1 is 2. So top becomes 2y. On right hand side, negative 1, negative 10 is negative 11. Now 3y minus 2y is y upon 3 as it is equals negative 11. Now next target is to get rid of this 3, right? So you'll do the opposite process, multiply both sides by 3. This 3 cancels with this 3 and you get y is equal to negative 33. That's the solution of this. Now it's good time to pause the video. Please come back after 4 minutes to see the answers. Thank you everyone.